right. So for my dance mod 7, the political dance, I was kind of hoping to tackle like a environmental approach with my like movements and my props. Um, so, like things that I said, um, tools that could help portray beauty and fun will also be used or interpreted in a negative manner. Um, so all kinds of things that, have some type of fun use, and then something you can switch up real quick to kind of show that we don't have like the total control, or like we might be losing some of what makes the earth so special. So that being said, as for the props I chose, I would think start off simple, classic, like the ribbons that ribbon dancers use. Wave them around, all graceful, all fun and beautiful. And then pretty quickly you can get kind of tangled up in them, which if you can, by no large stretch of the imagination, should show that, like while we're busy toying around with what we got on Earth, it will happen quicker than not, that we might just get tangled up in a crisis that we can't handle. And next, I think that a beach ball would be kind of fun to throw in there. Again, back to the theme of like having fun, like simple things. But the beach ball would, at the end of its brief stint, would be popped to kind of show like, just like the ribbon, you can lose control pretty fast. If you like overdo it, if you overplay with it or overfill it, could ruin your time for yourself and other people. So similarly to, how we're wasting resources on the earth, can't mess around with it. And then lastly, I would use water balloons as like a grand finale, just like overall showing like our waste for water and how like we're not really capable of like respecting and controlling the resources that we do use. And I hope using all three of these props and kind of showing that, they go from pretty fun to pretty annoying, or, broken or whatever real quick, should help kind of give an idea of what's happening to the climate and how we might be able to recognize the issues. All right, so getting into it for the actual performance. Let's see here. Nice. Let's see. Word. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite ribbon dancer. That ain't right. And then, you could be having fun with it all of a sudden, twirling around, and then get caught up in that thing pretty quick, huh? Yeah, just like that. Who knows what could happen? So, be careful with what we got. Definitely don't want to mess around with no ribbons. And then next we have the beach ball, which I actually don't have. So, again, using our imagination. Oh yeah, look at that beach ball. Ooh. Oh my God. Bring that one to the beach. You have some fun with it. Pop. And then all of a sudden, pop. Just like the ribbon can go wrong so fast. And once that happens, there's not much you can do, The balloon or the beach ball is popped. You can't get a new one right here on the stage. And then lastly, the water balloons. See, I wish I had water balloons. I could just chuck around and ruin the dorm, but I don't. So, along those lines of just wasting water, 2 water bottles. You could have some fun. You could juggle them on the stage a little bit and then start throwing them around. Maybe start spilling them a little bit just to show like, right now we really don't care. And it's all fun and games till you hit somebody in the audience. You hit them with a boom. And then everybody's like, whoa, that wasn't so fun. And now, people should kind of get the idea that we're not quite using it for what it's supposed to, and we're wasting it, and we're having way too much fun with everything, and we'll get caught up pretty quickly. And yeah, I feel like all in all, that's a pretty interpretive depiction of how we're wasting our resources and how we could be better as a society. Thank you for tuning into my TED Talk. Peace out. Be easy. See y'all in the next one.